Ladies and gentlemen, there's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to
The Bravo Show!
Good morning, friends. If you're watching live, it's 8:30 a.m. Central European Time, 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 in the afternoon for our friends in the Philippines, and 11:30 a.m., I think, for our friend in Russia. How are you doing out there, friends? Wow, do we have a good show for you today? In today's show, in the second half, I asked 100 humans their ingredient for spaghetti sauce. I don't know how you say that in Spanish. Salsa de spaghetti? I don't know. How do you say spaghetti sauce? I think salsa de spaghetti would do, right? Además de los tomates, nombra algo que a veces se encuentra en la salsa para espaguetis. Right? Something like that. In today's Complete the News, we'll find out what Elon Musk's company X, is willing to fund, among other things, to pay for. But all that fun, my friends, coming in the second half of the show. In the first half, we have a delicious unpopular opinion for you today. Today's unpopular opinion with regards to persistence or perseverance versus quitting or giving up. I get the feeling that we tend to value as a society persistence and perseverance more than quitting or more than giving up, when giving up is really a valuable tool in everyone's toolbox. I've never understood that. Well, that is today's unpopular opinion. Giving up is just as valuable a skill as persistence or perseverance. I got nivelazo from Mr. Cruzando.
Será posible. Vaya nivelazo.
That's what we live for, folks. That's what we live for out here. Let's see who's joining us in the chat. We've got Pedro, who's driving. We've got Vero, Mr. Cruzando, Eugene, Symbol. Oh my God, close the doors behind you guys. We've got all the quality right here, right now. Guys, if you want to join, it's currently Wednesday morning on the radio if you're listening to this. If you want to join us live, participate in the show, you can do that at twitch.tv/professional bohemian. That's Bohemio Profesional, pero en inglés. Also, you can interact with the show outside of our normal stream times, either on my Patreon, patreon.com/professional bohemian, or my Instagram at @professional bohemian. God, there's all the self-promotion done, guys. How are we doing today? Oh my God. Difficult sleeping last night. The heat is back in Madrid. Oh my God. The heat is back in Madrid, friends. And I'm currently a buffet, an all-you-can-eat buffet for every mosquito in Madrid. If you see one flying around, it's just giving its compliments to the chef. It's unbelievable, man. It's completely unbelievable. So, you know what, guys? I'm here. You're here. Let's just see what's going on in the world today. First of all, let's check out what the chat is saying. Vero saying, be careful when you're driving, Pedro. Absolutely. Pull over to the side of the road for an hour, interact with the show, and then continue your journey. Morning, Eugene Vero. Second to last day with my nephews. They are leaving tomorrow. I know that kind of the joy of babysitting and the elation of giving them back. Occasionally when I have to babysit my goddaughters, I love having them around. I love the energy, the noise. I love the peace and quiet just as much. So I feel your pain there, Vero. I got nivelazo from Mr. Cruzando. Welcome. Good morning, says MJ Simbo. We are expecting 41 degrees in the jungle. In the jungle. Ors, what's up, guys? How you doing, Ors? Welcome. How are you doing out there? Okay, let's get to some news, shall we? Go on. One thing I swore I wouldn't talk about on the show, other than politics, and with some caveats, other than politics, was a COVID-19 vaccine, COVID-19 illness, the coronavirus, because it's been a bit of it was a reality for us, wasn't it, for so long, being trapped in our houses and whatnot. But there is some newsworthy things around the COVID COVID-19, or particularly a variant. The World Health Organization now is monitoring a new variant of the coronavirus named EG51, or nicknamed, con el apodo, nicknamed Eris. So the this news, by the way, coming from Forbes magazine. The EG51 variant of the COVID-19 coronavirus, officially named Eris, is rapidly spreading and has been added to the World Health Organization's variant under monitoring, VUM list, originating from the EG5 lineage. Jeez Louise, these things have a family tree now. You know what I do appreciate about coronavirus is the naming conventions. You know what I mean? If only hurricanes and natural disasters could just have made-up names. I'm sick of seeing oh, we're expecting Hurricane Hugo, Hurricane Harriet. Come on, don't give them real names, folks. You're basically just eradicating baby names for people. Yesterday, I had my first coffee. It had been 2.5 months with no coffee, and you managed not to murder anyone. Congratulations to you, my friend. Jeez. I mean, the people who I work with actively give me coffee if they see that I'm grumpy. Grumpy Rob needs a coffee. Let's give him a coffee. Well, the good news about this, despite the fact that it's quite prevalent, this new coronavirus variant, it doesn't appear to cause different or more severe symptoms than previous variants. Health experts advise continued vigilance and adherence to COVID-19 precautions. Are you guys still wearing a mask? I reckon I travel in the underground like every single day. No one's wearing a mask. People are coughing and into their hands and touching the pole. I should maybe be a little bit more vigilant myself. Yeah. What else? Oh, God. Okay, so I said that I don't bring up politics with a few caveats, with a few exceptions. One of those exceptions, my friend, is Governor Ron DeSantis, who is practically a cartoon villain. If you were going to make a villain for a cartoon show, you'd maybe start with the boilerplate template of Ron DeSantis. The guy who's banning books and teaching kids that slavery was a net benefit to people of color. Come on, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, go home, you're drunk. Well, here we go. This piece of news coming from rawstory.com. Just absurd. Shakespeare is the latest casualty of Florida's book ban law. The bard, William Shakespeare, has become a recent target of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' initiative to eliminate books with sexual content from schools. Oh my God. You know what my problem with Shakespeare is? Too woke. Shakespeare was too woke, wasn't he? All this wokeism in Shakespeare. Don't get me wrong, I didn't enjoy learning Shakespeare in school either, but it wasn't because, he was spreading the feminist agenda. Ron DeSantis, go home, you drunk. What are you doing? Look, whatever floats your boat, Ron. So yeah, as reported by the Tampa Bay Times, schools in Hillsborough County, Florida will now only permit excerpts from Shakespeare's works to be studied. This decision aligns with the Expanded Parental Rights in Education Act, while the school district emphasizes a broader curriculum with a variety of authors and shorter text segments. The underlying reason also pertains to the new law. So there you go. I get it. English kids in school, we have to, we go through William Shakespeare, I get it. I understand. Let's not ban him because he's too woke or too sexually explicit. I mean, God. No one enjoys studying Romeo and Juliet, do they? But it's not because of wokeism. Oh, let's see. Vero, Ron DeSantis is the bully of the movie, says Vero. Yeah, absolutely.
That gets the provost stamp of approval.
How did this guy come out of nowhere to be the boilerplate villain for the universe? If he were more intelligent, the guy would be dangerous. You know what I mean? All right, a final piece of news today. I'm going to try and include a few more positive news stories. Him and Mr. Musk, says Vera. Yeah, dude. If we can smash Ron DeSantis and Elon Musk into the same body. Oh my God. There's some interesting Elon Musk news, actually, as an aside. Apparently, he has to go for back surgery. Do you remember he's supposed to be cage fighting? Pressing catch, I think he's saying in Castilian Spanish. Lucha libre, maybe in South American Spanish. Well, he's supposed to be cage fighting Elon Musk. Well, he made a tweet yesterday. Mark Zuckerberg. He made a tweet yesterday saying, I don't know. We'll see if I can fight. I have to have back surgery. Is that the billionaire equivalent of having a non-existent girlfriend that lives in Canada? Yeah, I've got a girlfriend. She lives in Canada, though. You've never met her. Come on, Elon. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Anyway, here we go. So some positive news. Less plastic in the oceans than assumed, say Dutch researchers. This is from the NL Times, a news organization from the Netherlands. Dutch researchers from Utrecht University have found that the amount of plastic in the oceans might be significantly less than previously estimated. Some good news. While past assumptions suggested there were between 50 million and 300 million tons of plastic waste in the oceans, the new research suggests or indicates that the figure is closer to 3.2 tons. Or is that all? Oh, well, oh, God, guys, forget recycling. Just throw it in the ocean. There's only 3.2 tons of plastic in the ocean. Is this what? I mean, that's still 3.2 tons of plastic is still a lot of plastic. Can we just say that? Am I going to get another message today about my plandemic wokeist globalist agenda? If you're listening there, Twitter friend. Yeah, but I mean, it's true. Here we go. So only 3.2 million tons of plastic in the oceans. There you go. Well done, humans. This revised estimate is based on over 20,000 reliable measurements worldwide. The study also revealed that rivers contribute less plastic to the oceans than believed, with more plastic remaining in the rivers. Oh, God. Jeez Louise. Whenever I argue with people, which I found myself doing more frequently, about human-caused climate change, I mean, there is an argument to be made, I guess. I mean, I don't believe it, but I've heard the arguments. Humans haven't caused climate change. It's cyclical, say all those homegrown scientists out there that read a Facebook post. Thanks. Great. Good job. Right, whenever I hear them say that, I'm like, okay, yeah, microplastics in the water. Yeah, is that cyclical? Does that come from the 7 days of creation, where God ate a Snickers bar and threw the wrapping in the ocean? Is that what that is? Or did humans do that? Well, humans maybe contributed to that. So much plastic in the sea, it's really sad, says Mr. Cruthando. Yeah.
That gets the Provost stamp of approval.
It's sad, man. It's sad. I mean, what do we do now? Make cleanup efforts. You're on holiday now. You may be near a beach. Just do your bit. Clean up after yourself. Guys, please. Come on. Let's try not to use plastic drinking bottles. Let's buy glass ones. I haven't done that. I'm still drinking out of my plastic Mad Cool cup that I got at a festival. We could all be doing a little more. Me included. Anyway, guys, with all that said, having taken a little deep dive into the news, let's go to today's Unpopular Opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, guys, Unpopular Opinion or clock. Today's a good one. Are we ready? It's the wrong one on the screen. My bad. Today's Unpopular Opinion is... let me find it. Is with regards to giving up versus persistence. Okay, giving up versus persistence or perseverance. I made the argument on my social media, that is specifically my Instagram, professional bohemian, @bohemio profesional, pero en inglés. You can vote on those there. I made the statement that giving up is as valuable an action as perseverance or persistence. That giving up, quitting, is just as valuable a lesson to be taught, an action to be done, as persistence or perseverance. We tend to think of society, or in society, we hear things like, don't be a quitter, never give up. You know, like quitting or giving up is a bad thing, but I think it's just as valuable a tool to have in your toolbox as persistence. And I intend to try and explain why through the duration of this show. This is the unpopular opinion, my brain fart, my rayada, mi pedo mental, mi pedo cerebral. I share it with you. You guys will vote during the break. Before that, I did release the poll on Twitter, and what did they say? Es pan comido. You know why? Because they said 73% true. Or do you say pan comida? I think you said pan comida. It's a piece of cake. Today should be a piece of cake. Judging by the vote already, you already agree. So why is it that we don't see, why don't we encourage quitting and giving up? Why do we encourage perseverance and persistence? Let's break it down. The elves have some pros and cons for us today. Oh, it's pan comido. Thank you.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
I got it right the first time. See, I'm doubting myself. So here we go. The elves did come up with a little pro and con list. So the pros of giving up. Okay, the pros of quitting. Here we go. 4 main points here: mental health, re-evaluation, resource management, and avoiding harm. Here we go. Thank you, elves, by the way. Continually facing obstacles or challenging situations can lead to stress, anxiety, and burnout. Sometimes letting go or giving up can be the best choice for one's mental well-being. Wow. Yeah, I think that explains itself. That's quite self-explanatory, quite a lot of common sense there. Re-evaluation. Giving up can provide an opportunity to reassess priorities, realign with one's values, or even discover a new path that might be more fulfilling or suitable. If a particular endeavor isn't yielding results despite significant time and resource investment, it might be wise to cut one's losses and allocate resources more efficiently elsewhere. And then finally, in this little list, in situations where persistence can lead to physical harm, damage, or prolonged suffering, giving up might be the safer and smarter choice. Some pros there for giving up that I feel like are self-evident, right? How many situations have you been in your life where your own persistence has been your worst enemy? Oh man, I should have let go of this situation so much sooner. I just wasted years on this. I have. A ton of times. And in giving up, I found peace, or found a better way to approach situations. But we don't seem to value that as much as a society, or at least we don't value it as much as, persistence, never give up, stiff upper lip, if you're British like me. We shall persevere. I mean, sometimes that's not always the correct course of action. So, here we go. In the con column, say, giving up isn't as valuable as persistence. It has less value to society. Here we go. 4 main points here: overcoming obstacles, skill development, inspiration, and achieving long-term goals. Here we go. Persistence often helps in navigating through challenges and can lead to success where others might have given up too soon. The act of persevering can lead to honing skills, resilience, and adaptability, which are valuable traits in personal and professional life. Next, observing someone's unwavering commitment and persistence can serve as a source of motivation and encouragement for others. And finally, here we go. Some goals require long-term vision and the willingness to endure hardships. Persistence can be key to realizing such aspirations. Fair points too, right? You know, fair points too. This isn't the most... You'll be shocked to learn. This isn't the most successful podcast in the world. You know, we will get there, friends. But it isn't the most successful podcast. They say if you release... most podcasts don't get past their third episode. So if you release your third podcast, you're already in the top 50% or something of successful podcasts. If your podcast makes it to episode 50, you're in the top 2%. Almost guaranteed success. So persistence there, key to becoming successful in media. But is it? Because not all podcasts, to use this as an example, are created equally, you know? In all likelihood, I'll never be the next Joe Rogan. But is that the only goal? Or is the goal, should it be enjoying it? Because this is something that I often think. I enjoy this podcast. It's the highlight of my day every single day. And that is my goal, to chat with my community, to put the world to rights with our unpopular opinions. And if I didn't enjoy it, what would be the point of continuing? Why wouldn't I give up? Or stop persisting? Or stop persevering if I didn't enjoy it? Surely giving up is just as valuable, if not more, than just blindly following, right? Just blindly persevering. And just, you know, encountering failure after failure. I did get some messages here from people on Instagram. Mia has messaged again. Perseverance has saved my skin countless times. But adaptability is key too. Sometimes giving up on one venture opens doors to a more fruitful opportunity. Raj has written again, in the therapeutic space, there's an immense value in understanding when to let go. It's not always about giving up, but rather recognizing when something isn't serving your well-being. Vero, who's also in the chat, she said, I voted true, but I think sometimes when you really want something, giving up is not an option. And that's undeniable, I think. It's just when to strike the perfect balance between this is enough, I've suffered enough, or I can go on and keep on going. Where is the balance? Is it on an individual subjective basis, or is there an objective time you need to quit? I would say there's an objective time. I would say it's the moment you're suffering. Really, Rob? You're a quitter. But am I? Let's see. Let's continue. Nessa said, I think one needs to realize when giving up is a triumph, because many times it is also the act of humbleness or humility, where we're admitting we might be mistaken and there's no shame in it. On the contrary, it makes us stronger. I would agree with that too. Understanding when we've made a mistake, when we've poorly invested our time and effort, I think there is real strength in that. Real strength in being able to admit, okay, you know what? I made a mistake here. I am giving too many resources, too much mental space to this one thing that is not paying me back, or at least not giving me back the investment that I'm putting into it. Interesting stuff. Let's see. Pedro says, I totally agree with today's unpopular opinion. Excessive perseverance or persistence is often named obsession. Oh, Pedro.
That gets the Provo stamp of approval.
I wasn't even going to go there, but yeah, true. Is that not borderline obsessive compulsive behavior when we just can't say, okay, enough is enough, friends? Enough is enough. Ya está. Basta ya. Enough is enough. Time to reallocate our mental energy. Yeah, great point. He continues, we need to discern what we need to be persistent about, and when we should just give up and let go. It's about being pragmatic and accepting reality, which is the first step towards a happy, self-fulfilling life, isn't it? I would say it is, Pedro, yes. Great points, Robbie also says. Thank you. Mr. Cruthando, I've never thought about it before, but it depends on the situation. Giving up is as valid an option when perseverance is harming yourself. At least we can agree, my friends, right? That giving up or the ability to quitting is as valuable as persistence, even though society doesn't seem to mirror that opinion. Those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions, right, guys? But what I'm interested in are yours, okay? So I would ask you to vote in the poll that I will place in the chat. We're going to go to a very quick commercial break, my friends. I will read the rest of the comments when I return. Guys, what a show we're having. Guys, there are so many things you could have been doing today. So many. An infinite number of things on this beautiful Tuesday/Wednesday morning. But instead of doing those things, my friends, you took the time to spend some time with me. And let me be honest with you, it means the absolute world. Guys, I will see you in a few short minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @probo, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show.
The Promo Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, what have you missed? Well, we covered a few news items. We very briefly, for the mental health of our audience, very briefly covered the new COVID variant that's spreading around and being monitored by the World Health Organization. The EG 5.1, it's called, nicknamed Eris. Stay away, Eris. The good news is there, though. The good news is it seems to have no more severe symptoms or no more causes no kind of different symptoms than the previous variant. But you're saying, yeah, but the previous variant did kill a lot of people. Yeah, it did. Okay, so it's still quite serious. Then we looked at the latest casualty of Ron DeSantis's culture war. William Shakespeare, latest casualty of Florida's book ban. And then we looked at a little bit of positive news out of the Netherlands. Dutch researchers have discovered that there is less plastic in the ocean than assumed. It was previously assumed to be between 50 million and 300 million tons of plastic. Seems like it's only 3.2 million tons, which is still a lot of plastic. Still way too much plastic. Would you enjoy having 3.2 million tons of plastic dumped in your backyard? No, you wouldn't, right? So, there you go. It's still too much, if you ask me. And then we moved on to today's unpopular opinion, which is, giving up or quitting is just as valuable an action, just as valuable a thing to be taught. Giving up is just as valuable as persistence or perseverance. We tend to see as a society the benefits, the strength and inspiration of persistence and perseverance. We shall never surrender. However, giving up or quitting is just as valuable and just as helpful for one's mental health and stability. I think. Okay, let's see. We did get some messages in the chat through the break. MJ Simbo with a great message here. We're splitting hairs here. It all falls in line of what's the difference between suffering versus challenging. The difference between suffering and challenging, which may be different for each individual person, right? You know? I mean, I enjoy a good challenge. This podcast and being here every day occasionally has been a challenge that I've enjoyed. You know, getting things uploaded on time, following up with the community, reading and answering messages can be a challenge. But not suffering. Because I enjoy it. But then on the other side, you know, we just mentioned Winston Churchill. We shall never surrender. What if when things became difficult during the Blitz, William Churchill had said, you know, we should just give up. So there is definitely a fine line here, right, between, giving up and persistence. Are they both of equal value, as I have said, or is persistence really, truly better than giving up or quitting? We'll see what you guys said in a moment. Eugene says, in a very valid point here, giving up on some people in a relationship is definitely a good thing.
That gets the Probo stamp of approval.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How many people caught in real toxic situations in their life, real toxic relationships that end up affecting and hurting their mental health just because they want to persevere and persist? Sometimes, it's for the children. Sometimes it's just because I've invested so many years of my life into this, I've got to persist. When in all reality, cutting one's losses, great idiomatic expression there. Cutting one's losses, just giving up, saying, okay, enough's enough, would be the best, the most mentally healthy way to react. Great comment there. You know what? You're going to get
that gets the Probo stamp of approval.
Another one. There you go. Or says, I'm going to give up learning English because I'm not able to catch almost anything in Peaky Blinders. Or should I be persistent on that subject? Tough question today. There's always silver linings, either being persistent or being a quitter. It's very true. Okay, so let me, all these things that I've said to kind of illustrate my point, let me illustrate through personal experience the contrary. Right, situations in my life where persistence has led to great things. So if you listen to the lunchtime show at all, you know that I had a bit of let's say a rocky childhood. I was somewhat of a bad boy, I guess you'd say, in modern parlance, when I was a kid, and it took a great deal of persistence to turn my life around. That happened by essentially lying my way into university and getting an education and just being a better, more productive member of society. But in order to do that, it took persistence. I remember traveling on a train to Manchester University, I think maybe 6 or 7 times. They told me no initially, and I kept on going back, kept on speaking to tutors, kept on speaking to people that would eventually be decision makers. And I kept on going, even in the face of rejection, kept on going until I was accepted. I learned how to play the guitar. It took years of sore fingers where your average person who tries to play the guitar might have given up. It was persistence. Persistence was key in unlocking the tools I needed to be able to play. Same with the piano. Same with writing, being a writer. Same with painting. All these things all these skills that I've accumulated over the years haven't come because I've been blessed. You've heard me talk about this as well. That natural ability may exist, but persistence is the key to achieving certain things. So there you go. Now we're starting to see a little bit more grey in the argument, right? Now we're starting to see a little bit more grey. Sasha's here. Hello, everyone. I'll be listening in. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. How are you doing, Sasha? Welcome. Pedro, it's not easy to discern between perseverance and giving up. That's where wisdom and maturity lies. I mean, things that are worth being persistent about and things we should let go. Yeah, maybe here it's not about the individual, but about the thing. Is a quest for knowledge something that deserves your persistence? I would argue yes. But then other situations, for example, the example that Eugene made here, giving up on a relationship that is toxic, maybe that is where persistence becomes your enemy. Or in employment, in a job that is just destroying your mental well-being, maybe giving up, quitting, is the key to a more longer-lived happiness. Who knows? This is a tough debate today. 2 stamps for 1 comment. Thanks, Rob. No worries, Eugene. Thank you for the comments. I think deep inside, we know that some things are worth fighting for because the results will only come in the long run. Normally, obsession is about things that provide instant sense of satisfaction. I think we'll let Pedro have the last word with that comment there. But finally, before we leave today's unpopular opinion, we should share your thoughts on it. So I made the statement that giving up is just as valuable an act, just as valuable an action as persistence. What did you guys say? 100% true. I would completely agree. Whereas persistence has led to a lot of my greatest successes in life, it's also led to most of my heartache, most of the wasted time, knowing the things. And here's what Pedro says that really made a light bulb go off in my head. Wisdom is knowing the things that are worth fighting for. What was the prayer? The prayer, God, you know what I mean? You know I'm not religious, but there was one prayer I've said on the show. God, give me the wisdom to oh God, I can't remember it. God, that's gonna eat me alive, friends. I can't remember it. God, give me the wisdom to know the things that I can change, or to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to understand the things I can't. You know, I think it's actually called the prayer of persistence. You can, or the prayer of perseverance. You can search it in your own time. But yeah, the key is wisdom, the discernment to understand what is worth fighting for and what is not, and knowing and understanding that is not going to be the same depending on the individual that you are. We all have different values and different moral structures. So there you go. It's what makes this such a fascinating debate, and 100% true. It is valuable. We tend to associate the word quitter or giving up as a negative, but it isn't always that way. All right, friends, thank you very much. That was today's unpopular opinion. Let's go to 100 humans. Oh my God. It was a long walk to work today, folks, across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans, and I asked them all a question. Today's question, I assume we're going to get through this one very, very quickly. Today's question was, besides tomatoes, además de los tomates, besides tomatoes, name something you sometimes find in spaghetti sauce. Nombra algo que a veces se encuentra en la salsa para espaguetis. Yeah, name something you'd find in spaghetti sauce other than tomato. Tomate. I don't know. All right. Yeah, I asked them that question, my friends. They gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers right here. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. Vero's kicking us off today. She says, meat, carne. Is meat there? Ooh. Yes, indeed it is there, Vero. Meat is there. It's the second most popular answer. Strangely enough, I would have thought that would have been number 1. 17 of 100 humans says meat, something you find in spaghetti sauce other than tomato. Okay, Pedro says onion. Is onion there? Cebolla, onion. Yes, it is. Well done. 6th most popular answer, with 6 of 100 humans saying you find onion in pasta sauce or in spaghetti sauce. Interesting. You know, unless it comes in a can. I don't know ingredients, friends. If it strays away from frozen pizza, I become confused. All right, let's see. Garlic, says Eugene. Garlic. Something other than tomato you'd find in spaghetti sauce. Garlic. Is garlic there? Well done. It's there. 3rd most popular answer, with 14 of 100 humans saying garlic. Number 1 is still up for grabs. It's a strange one. Okay, let's go. Olive oil, says Pedro. Olive oil. is olive oil there? Something other than tomato you would find in spaghetti sauce. Olive oil. What? I can feel every Spanish person getting pissed off now. It's not there. The 100 humans didn't say olive oil. Aceite de oliva. But you know what I mean? Whatever. Doesn't matter, guys. Let it go. The 100 humans didn't say it. It's not there. Sorry. Okay, spices. Spices. Yeah, I can't really give you that one either. It's a good answer, though. Okay, Mr. Cruzando. Oregano. Or oregano if you're from England like me. Oregano. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done, well done. Mr. Cruzando with oregano. It's there. Or oregano if you're from England. I know I'm going to get some British people writing to me. We say oregano también. All right, whatever. In my house, it was oregano. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Salt, says Eugene. Salt. Sal. Is it there? Oh. Good answer. My gran always added a little salt to the pasta sauce. I actually worked in a pizza place where they would add, for the pizza tomato sauce, they would add sugar and salt. Weird, but true. All right, let's continue. Carrot. Zanahoria. Carrot. Is carrot there? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not there. Good answer. Urs says parsley. Urs says parsley. Is parsley there? No, it's not. Oh my god. What are these people putting on their pasta sauce? Yeah, parsley, a great answer, but not there. But there is another herb there. Don't give up. There is another herb there that's not parsley. Cheese, says Mr. Cruzando. Cheese. Is cheese there? No. Oh my god. I guess technically you sprinkle it over the top. It doesn't go in the sauce. But good answer, Mr. Cruzando. Not there. Pedro says pepper. Is pepper there? Pepper. Pimiento. Bell pepper. The big ones, right? Bell pepper. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. Pedro there with the number 4 answer, bell pepper. 2 more to go. The final one and the number 7 and number 1. Mr. Cruzando says basil. Basil. Albahaca? Would you say in Spanish? Am I pronouncing that? Am I killing the pronunciation of that? Basil. Is basil there? Or basil in US English. Is it there? Yes, it is. Number 7, albahaca. Albahaca. Okay, I think I'm screwing up the pronunciation, but whatever. You get it, guys. You get it. Okay. Number 1 answer. No one's identified it, and it's a weird one. Nivelazo from Pedro. Thank you.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
It's weird. I don't know what the 100 humans are thinking. Maybe on mountaintops and in river valleys they make spaghetti sauce differently. But this is not technically a vegetable. I remember my grandparents going out into the woods and picking these by hand. You know, it's an ingredient. Sometimes find it raw in salads. Not very common though. Usually an ingredient in other kinds of foods. Naturally growing. You sometimes find them among trees, tree stumps. Mr. Cruzando has an answer. Mr. Cruzando has an answer. He says mushrooms. Is mushrooms there? Yes, it is. That was our number 1 answer for today. Well done, Mr. Cruzando. Mushroom was there. Let's run down this list. Guys, killed it today. Well done. Okay, I asked 100 humans to name something besides tomato you find in spaghetti sauce. In position number 7, we had basil. Basil with 5 of 100 humans saying basil. Albahaca. I think he said. I think I screwed up. In position number 6, we had onion, cebolla in Spanish. Onion with 6 of 100 humans saying that. In position number 5, we had oregano or oregano. if you lived in my house. I don't know how English speakers pronounce this anymore. In position number 4, we had bell pepper, pimiento, I think you'd say, or pimenton, I don't know, pimiento. In position number 3, we had garlic, ajo. In position number 2, we had meat, carne, with 17 of 100 humans. And finally, congratulations to Mr. Cruzando. What? Number 1 was mushroom. Oh, God, what? The sound effects have gone weird. Don't worry. We'll survive, guys. Well done. Well done to Mr. Cruzando. Killed it today, guys. All right, let's go straight to complete the news.
Complete the news.
Okay, friends, you know how this works. This is complete the news. I'm going to give you a news headline, un titular. Okay, but I'm going to leave out some important information. So in order to complete the news, you will say either A, B, or C. If you're one of the people watching the show right now, live, and you're too nervous to type and share your opinions, this is your moment, friends, because all you have to write is A, B, or C. So here we go with the first complete the news. Elon Musk says X will fund legal bills if users blank. Elon Musk says X will fund legal bills if users blank. Elon Musk dice que X financiará las facturas legales si los usuarios blank. But what is it? Is it A, divorce due to their behavior on the platform? So if they get divorced because of their behavior on X. Is it B, if they cage fight their rivals, just like Elon and Mr. Zuckerberg? If they B, cage fight their rivals, or if C, if they're treated unfairly by their bosses. So Elon Musk has said, we're going to pay your legal bills, tus facturas legales, if you use the platform and blank. Is it A, if you get divorced because of your behavior on the platform? If you B, cage fight your rival, like him and Mark? Or C, if you're treated unfairly by your bosses? A, B, or C? What do you think, friends? C seems to be popular in the chat. Would Elon Musk pay for a divorce? Is he encouraging his users to cage fight? Or is he recognizing that maybe you might be treated unfairly by your bosses because you're spending just too much time on X? Okay, I will salute Eugene for being the only person to say A, divorce. Everybody else seems to be going for C. Treated unfairly by your bosses. Okay, let's find out which one it is. Drum roll, please. Elon Musk says A will fund legal. Says X, will fund legal bills if users. The answer was C. If users are treated unfairly by their bosses. Elon Musk, who took over and renamed Twitter to X, has pledged to cover the legal expenses of users who faced unjust treatment from their employers, due to their activities on the platform. Musk emphasized there would be no limits to the financial support provided by X for such cases. Elon, go home. You're drunk. Really? I can't see this ever happening. We want Larry the Bird back, says Vero. Yeah, me too. I miss the bird. The X is just, come on. Elon, we have to persist with Elon's goddamn goth face. I want it to be called X, and the new colour is black. Come on, Elon. What are you doing? What are you doing to Larry the Bird? Okay, next one. Let's do one more today. Let's do one more. Let's see if we can get two done. Here we go. Scotland admits to blank for green wind energy farms. Scotland admits to blank for green wind energy farms. But what is it? Is it A, chopping down 16 million trees? Is it B, causing the extinction of the Scottish heatherfinch, which is, I guess, a bird of some kind? Or is it C, disturbing the ancient resting places of the Highland sprites? Scotland admits to blank. They admit to doing something in order to accommodate the green wind energy farms. But what is it? Is it A, chopping down 16 million trees, B, causing the extinction of a Scottish bird, the Scottish heatherfinch, or C, disturbing the ancient resting places of the Highland sprites? What do you think? A, B, or C? What have Scotland admitted to doing in order to accommodate these green wind energy farms? Chopping down 16 million trees, causing the extinction of a Scottish bird, the Scottish heatherfinch, or disturbing the ancient resting places of the Highland sprites? What are Highland sprites? I have no idea. They're probably there playing with unicorn. I don't know. I don't know Scottish mythology, friends. A, B, or C? A seems to be quite popular in the chat right now. I will salute Mr. Cruthando being the only person saying causing the extinction of the Scottish heatherfinch. Let's find out where it is. So Scotland admits to... The answer is, in fact, A. They admit to chopping down 16 million trees to make way for green wind energy farms. Oh, God, Scotland. Oh, a Scottish government official has confirmed that nearly 16 million trees on public land in Scotland have been felled since 2000 to accommodate the green energy wind farms. Is that not a little counterproductive? I don't know, friends. But what I do know is that there are a million things you could have been doing. 16 million things you could have been doing this morning. But instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. Guys, all the links that I use in the show will appear on my Patreon later on today. So do feel free to access those and read the news for yourself. Guys, so appreciative. It's been a great show. Thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow.